The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchor man, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from 6 freebies. It looks like Plugin Boutique just dropped a scalar EQ. But our top story today comes from Ableton. It looks like Ableton's been listening, and finally there's a new update. Before we get to the story though, if you could hit that subscribe button for me, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 30K by the end of the year. But let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the demo. So it looks like they've added some new controls to the piano roll, but most of these controls have already been in FL Studio for at least a clean decade, like Arpeggiate. But let's go ahead and continue. You can do all that in FL Studio as well. In a previous update, they did add chord mode so that you never go out of key as well. The new synth and roar though, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Those do look pretty fire. I can't even lie. They already had a granular synth, but this is an update. I'm just noting these things for at the end of this overview so I can give you my thoughts. So it looks like they have updated some stuff here in the new Ableton. Let's go ahead and take a little deeper dive into some of the updates. So as we see here, some of the stuff that they've added, basically they say refine UI and accessibility. So one of the big things that everybody's talking about is the fact that you can see your mixer in the playlist mode or in the arrangement mode. Now I'm gonna say this because I'm not trying to be a hater, but you've been able to do this in FL Studio forever. So you can have like your mixer up, you can have your arrangement over here, and then you can have your piano roll over here, and then you can toggle back and forth between your channel rack if you want to. Boom, bam, you can click and have your plugins come up over here. What I think is kind of funny about this though is that for the longest time, Ableton users have talked smack about the fact that FL Studio has too much going on with the screen, but now they're happy when they got a lot going on with the screen. So I'm only saying that because some of these updates are just stuff that should have been done for a while. So they got new themes. That's also something that was added in an update. And again, I only mention this stuff because I'm not trying to hate on Ableton, but it all makes sense here at the end. The stack detail views, that's kind of what I just showed you about what you can do in FL. Mixer with improved controls and metering, I mean, that's solid. Reworked browser, again, they just got different features over here. So they do have the feature where you can find similar sounds. That's pretty nice. I will admit that. Browser tagging, that's also something that was added in FL in an update previously. You can save your browser views. I just mentioned the sound similarity, accessibility and keyboard shortcuts. So I don't know what those are. They don't have all those listed yet. You can tweak parameters for map modulations. You know, you can do a lot. They got new generators. So they got the shape generator, new transformations. And then they've gotten the key scales and tuning. Again, that was an update in FL Studio 21.6 or something like that. But the new instruments that they got, meld, they got a new synth, which is solid. It's nice to see. You know, DAWs get new synths so that they have nice sounds inside the DAW. They also have that roar. I think the roar is pretty solid as well. It's a 3-stage coloring distortion. And then the granulator, again, it's just an update from a previous granulator that they had. And then there's going to be some new packs and stuff in there. If you're looking at the cost of Ableton, if you don't have Ableton 11, you must buy Ableton 11 first. So you have to buy Ableton 11 before you can upgrade to Ableton 12, which I don't know why they wouldn't just list the price for Ableton 12 here, because it's $351. I'm not sure what the upgrade price is for everybody. I'm gonna log in real quick and see what mine is. So I have the full version of Ableton Live 12, the suite. So as we look here, they tell me my upgrade price basically to go to the suite's gonna be $183. So basically my thoughts on this is, for me, I think that this is just a meh update. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of Ableton users are excited about a lot of the new features that you guys have, but I feel like a lot of this stuff should have just been done in updates. You guys should have already had all this stuff in your piano roll. You guys have already should have been able to have the functionality of having the mixer and all that stuff on your actual playlist and all that other stuff. So I know Ableton users are like, yeah, but I'm not even gonna hold y'all like with AI mastering from Logic and FL Studio. That's killing anything that's gonna be in this new update from Live. It's killing anything. And then like the stem separation is killing anything in this update. And then you have things like the breakbeat from Logic, like they gave you basically Shaperbox and Logic, killing anything in this Live update. And so, you know, FL Studio, you got the cloud, you know, you're able to distribute your music from FL Studio. It's like they're innovating and they are creating stuff that artists actually need in order to put out music. Where Ableton, as good as some of these updates are, it's not going to help you put out a finished product. It's just more stuff to play with. It's just eye candy. So again, I know Ableton users are probably going to kill me in the comments. Hey, look, y'all, I don't hate y'all. I want to make sure I put this out there. I really don't. I know I crack jokes on the dolls all the time, but it's just like sports. As you crack jokes on other people's teams, or as Ford makes fun of Chevy, it's really all out of love. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see your doll do more stuff that's innovative so that you guys can get all the tools that you need to create the great music that you want to create. So for me, I think that this should have been a free update. They should have, you know, done more updates with Ableton 11. But you know, it's not my doll, it's not my company. I don't own it. And up next for you guys today, I've got a freebie. This freebie comes from Full Bucket Music, and it's called Oxide, OXID, Oxidity. I'm not sure what it's called. Oakley Dokley. But basically it looks like this. Oxide is a software instrument for Microsoft Windows and Apple. It's simulating the classic ARP Omni 2-string synthesizer from the 70s. So let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check this thing out. As we look here, it's going to look like this. It sounds pretty cool. It's got some nice little string sounds in it. So I'm just gonna push play and we're just gonna hear some chords. So with this, you can add different layers onto this as well and change up the way the strings or whatever the sound sounds like. So we'll go ahead and add a cello in here. So you can see how that makes it sound a little bit different. If you start hitting lower registers, you're gonna get some bass voices in here. But it's got some pretty cool presets. So here's another one. And again, in the lower registers. I'll play just a few presets for you guys real quick though. So as you guys can hear there, it just sounds like an old school synth. If you like full bucket music, this is definitely a plugin to check out because it's got 65 presets. And as you see here, it's got all kinds of different controls that you can mess with, from different bass voices to different LFO speeds to just all kinds of different stuff that you can mess with. And up next for you guys today, I've got another freebie. This one is for the free Contact 7 player. You must have Contact 7 though for this, but Contact 7 player is free. It comes from Fractured Sounds. It's called Greenhead Chimes. So basically, it introduces our staple atmosphere layer mixer blueprint. This layer mixer, a staple of many of our libraries, contains 3 different process signals created from the original samples. This extends the sonic possibilities of the instrument and makes it instantly inspiring to play with. So we'll go ahead and hop back into FL Studio, check this thing out. So again, it's going to come in Contact. This thing is basically going to be some chimes. You can hear how it's got that reverse going. It's got different controls with it, so you have different layers that you can add on to basically make it sound different. You have stereo width, you've got soften the attack, you can make the attack harder. You can dampen it, so if you dampen it, it's going to make the notes play shorter. So reverb, and then you also have controls over here as well for sample start and velocity response. So I just have a little MIDI pattern put down. It sounds like this. So this is pretty cool because you can do a bunch of stuff to basically mix up the sound. So if I turn down all of these different layers, you're gonna just hear these chimes. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start adding some of these atmospheres up in it so you can hear what they sound like. So what's also nice about this is that you can turn off the actual main chime, and then you can turn up all these atmospheres and just kind of have a pad. So not a bad freebie at all, especially if you're trying to make some atmospheric type music or anything like that. This is definitely good for you. I'll definitely leave all this stuff linked below in the description so that you can grab it. In breaking news. So it looks like Akai has just dropped a brand new update for the Akai Force. They've updated to 3.3. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So as we see here, Akai Pro has released the Force 3.3, a new firmware update that includes 3 new free effect plugins previously released for the MPC series. So I don't know if you guys saw the newscast, but a few weeks ago, I did report on the new update for the MPC, the 2.12.2 update. And they added a bunch of new plugins. Well, they've added some of those plugins here to the Akai Force. So as we see here, the Force 3.3 update is out now, and it introduces 3 new air effects plugins, the vintage filter, chorus, and the multi-tap delay. So again, I reported and I did a little sound demonstration on those 3 effects, so you guys can check that out if you guys want to check them out. But the firmware update is free for all you Force users, so go grab it now. So it looks like Plugin Boutique has just dropped a brand new plugin. It's called Scalar EQ. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, following on from the award-winning Scalar Music Theory plugin, Scalar EQ offers a remarkable new way to EQ with musicality and color. By enhancing only note frequencies in key with your song and reducing only note frequencies that aren't, Scalar EQ can provide a new spin on working with cuts and boosts, increasing the tonality behind your music and providing new harmonic avenues. So basically what they're saying is now you can EQ just the sounds that are in key, or you can cut frequencies that aren't in key, which is pretty solid. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the sound demo. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys saw that real quick, but you can basically find the key of your sample. That's pretty nice. It'll detect that for you.
Now that we've got our key and scale selected, we can boost in-key frequencies. and we can remove those that don't belong. We can adjust the window width of each band, and we can actually change the range of each individual filter. We've also got these amazing magic shelves, which are totally unique to Scalar EQ in that they treat the mids and the sides very differently. It allows for a really smooth boost and cut. You can also mix in different filter types to allow for completely different shapes. You can instantly hear the unique effect of Scalar EQ by bypassing it.
So this is pretty solid because as you're looking here, it's immediately putting cuts into your EQ for you. So it's cutting out things that just aren't in scale. That's pretty solid.
It just works musically. There's also several imaging features that are unique to Scalar EQ. You can enhance the stereo width of a track. And you can mono frequencies under a certain frequency. Scalar EQ also features a dynamic compressor and expander. It works like multiband compression, although it's working harmonically. You've got threshold, ratio, attack and release to soothe cuts or really enhance boosts. There's several other features.
So you can hear the subtleness of the EQ. I wish on this demonstration though, what they would have done is that they would have just EQ'd solely the melody without the rest of the beat going, so we can actually get a better demonstration of what it's doing to the melody, because the beat, obviously with the full beat going, we can't just necessarily hear the EQ the greatest. You can tell a little bit by the bypass, but we need a better demonstration of this. And the last story that I have for you guys today is actually for freebies. I've covered all these freebies individually on the channel because they were all free for a limited time only. But it's been brought to my attention that I think that they're free permanently now. They might not be, but at least they're free for right now. They come from Yum Audio. So as we look here, Yum Audio is offering all 4 of these plugins for free. So you can get the spread light, you can get the flux light, you can get the crispy clip light, and then you can also get the grater light right here. Let's go ahead and hop back into FL Studio just for one moment, and we'll check all these out here really briefly. So the first one that we're gonna check out here is Crispy Clip. Crispy Clip is pretty solid. I do wanna show you guys something, because for some odd reason with these light plugins, they do this. So like the more you go in and out of it, the bigger this thing gets. All you have to do is come over here to the side and just drag it over and it'll shrink it up. So with this one, you're gonna get ceiling, you're gonna get push, and then you're gonna get hard and soft clip right here. So with this, I have this on some drums. I just have basically some piano chords going with the drums. So it sounds like this before I put Crispy Clip on there. All right, now once I turn Crispy Clip on, it's gonna make it sound, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make it thump a little more. I know often you guys ask me to do like a level match, whatever. So this is the best I'm gonna do for you guys. So if you look over here, the level, it's coming up to about 6 dBs. And then once I turn this on, it's still gonna go no higher than 6 dB. So it's really pushing that. Now I'm going to turn it up a little bit. It's not going to be level matched anymore. So this isn't really relevant, but I'm just going to let you hear kind of what you can do with some drums. So you can definitely use this to push your drums and get them knocking a little bit more. The second thing I want to go over today is going to be this lo-fi flux light. So basically this is just a warble effect. I have it on this piano. This is what the piano sounds like without flux light on there. So once I turn warble on, you get a few different controls. So you get control over the warble, over the instability. You can make it go slow or jitter, and then you got control over the time over here. And it sounds like this. So if you need something that's going to give you that lo-fi effect, this isn't a bad plugin at all to try. Up next, we are going to go ahead and check out the spread light. So I got spread light on those chimes, and this is what the chimes sounded like. Now, what's dope about spread light is basically spread light, you can pan from left to right. It's got mid-side, it's got highs, and then you can also widen out the sound. So I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like as I'm panning it right to left, and then I'll let you hear what it sounds like as I'm widening out the sound. So it's a pretty transparent, clean widener. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. So you can hear how it's panned, but what's nice too is that you can widen out that pan too. So that's pretty nice. What you can do with mid-side and highs, you can get the panning to sound a little bit different. Definitely a pretty solid tool to use to widen out your sound. The last thing that I have for you guys today is going to be this greater light. So I have it on this 808 right here. So this is what the 808 sounds like before I put greater light on there. Now, once I put greater light on there, so this thing right here, this is supposed to be compression, saturation. Right here, this is just supposed to fine tune some dynamics. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this up and turn it down so you can hear it. So you can hear all the beef that it's adding. We'll go ahead and turn this down too as well. So with this, as you turn it up, you can hear the compression kicking in. I also threw it on some drums. I'll just let you guys hear what it sounds like on the drums. I don't necessarily like how it sounds on the drums, but you'll be able to hear how the compression kicks in. So again, this is what those drums sounded like without greater light on there. Now, once I turn it on there, you're really going to hear the pumping and the compression. So you can definitely hear it bring out that sound. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope I could help you guys out in this newscast. Ableton users, don't kill me. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I honestly want to see Ableton bring you guys more stuff. I want to see you guys get more updates more often, but y'all should have got that one for free. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you could be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, Something. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some, hit the key.